Have you ever noticed how some people feel threatened by you, even when you are silent? How your calm unsettles them? How your restraint confuses them? How your presence alone seems to disturb the balance of a room? Some people don't fear your words. They fear your presence. They can't explain it. They don't know why conversations feel different around you. They don't know why they feel exposed, unsettled, or cautious. They just know something about you doesn't fit into their usual mental boxes. That's because real power doesn't scream, it disturbs. If you've ever wondered why certain people feel threatened by you, even when you say nothing, this is why. Here are 8 signs you hold power people can't understand. 1. Your silence makes people uncomfortable. Most people use words to protect themselves. They talk to fill space, they talk to seek approval, they talk to hide insecurity. You don't. When you stay silent, people project their thoughts onto you. They start wondering, what are they thinking? Do they see through me? Am I being judged? Your silence forces others to confront themselves, and that is deeply unsettling. You don't rush to explain. You don't fill gaps nervously. You don't overshare to be liked. You observe. And observation is power, because the one who watches controls the frame. Silence slows the interaction. It removes urgency. It forces the other person to reveal more than they intended. Most people expose themselves when they are uncomfortable. They speak too much. They justify unnecessarily. They show their hand. You gain information without asking. You learn tone, motive, insecurity, intent, all while giving nothing away. This is why silence feels intimidating. It cannot be argued with. It cannot be manipulated easily. It offers no emotional handles. You are not passive in silence. You are present, alert, choosing. And when you finally speak, your words carry weight. Because they were not rushed. They were not emotional. They were deliberate. In a world addicted to noise, the quiet mind holds the advantage. Because those who talk reveal themselves, and those who observe decide the outcome. 2. You don't react the way people expect. People rely on predictability to feel safe. They expect anger when they provoke, defensiveness when they criticize, excitement when they withhold approval. But you respond differently. Calm where chaos was expected. Detachment where emotion was assumed. Stillness where reaction was desired. This breaks their mental script. They lose control because control requires reaction. Your restraint tells them something frightening. You are not governed by impulse. You choose your responses, and that makes you hard to manipulate. Unpredictable calm disrupts power dynamics. It removes leverage. It creates hesitation. When people cannot anticipate your reaction, they lose confidence in their strategy. Their tactics stop working. Their pressure falls flat. Most manipulation depends on rhythm. Push, react, insult, explode, withhold, chase. You break the rhythm by doing nothing. This forces a shift. They adjust their tone. They test different angles. They expose intent. Your restraint becomes a mirror. They see themselves more clearly than they intended. And slowly, they learn something important. You cannot be pulled. Not because you resist, but because you are centered. A centered person does not move on command. They move by choice. And choice is where power lives. 3. You are comfortable walking away without explanation. Most people stay too long. They explain themselves. They justify their boundaries. They negotiate their dignity. You don't. When something no longer aligns, you leave. Quietly. No announcement. No emotional performance. No desperate attempt to be understood. This unsettles people because it reveals independence. You don't need closure from them. You don't need validation for your decisions. You don't need permission to protect your peace. That level of self-trust is rare and intimidating because it exposes a truth many avoid. You are not attached to outcomes. You are not anchored to approval. You are not afraid of being misunderstood. Walking away without explanation removes leverage. There is nothing to argue against, nothing to guilt you with, nothing to twist. People expect negotiation. They expect emotional bargaining. They expect hesitation. When none comes, they are forced to confront their lack of control. Your silence answers every question they hope to ask. Your absence closes every door they wanted to reopen. This is not avoidance, it is discernment. You know when presence adds value, you know when it drains it, and you act accordingly. A person who can walk away cleanly cannot be trapped. And that freedom, quiet, firm, unapologetic, is what makes you untouchable. 4. You see patterns others deny. You notice inconsistencies. You read between words, you sense shifts before they happen. While others focus on surface behavior, you watch motives. You don't accuse, you don't expose, you simply adjust. People feel this. They realize you're harder to deceive because you're not naive, but you're also not reactive. Your awareness isn't loud, it's precise. And precision threatens those who rely on illusion. 5. Your self-worth doesn't fluctuate with opinions. Praise doesn't inflate you. Criticism doesn't collapse you. This confuses people. They're used to controlling others through approval and rejection. They test reactions. They withhold validation. But you remain steady. Your confidence is not performative. It doesn't seek confirmation. It doesn't beg to be seen. It's internal. And when people realize they can't move you emotionally, they lose leverage. What can't be controlled is often resented, because stability threatens those who rely on reaction. When praise fails to hook you and criticism fails to wound you, the usual tools stop working. They escalate, they exaggerate, they provoke. Still nothing. That silence unsettles them more than resistance ever could. It forces them to face a hard truth. You are not seeking their permission to exist. Your worth does not rise with applause. It does not shrink under judgment. It is not outsourced. This creates distance without hostility, respect without explanation, authority without display. People may not understand it. Some will admire it quietly, others will resent it deeply. But none of them can control it, because a person whose self-worth is internal cannot be manipulated externally, and that kind of steadiness is impossible to shake. 6. You grow quietly while others stay busy talking. You don't announce your progress. You don't update everyone on your plans. You don't chase attention for effort. You disappear and return changed, stronger, sharper, more disciplined. This unsettles people because they underestimate you. They assume silence equals stagnation. They mistake restraint for weakness. Then results appear. And by the time they notice, you're already ahead. Quiet growth is dangerous because it gives no warning. There are no signals to intercept, no intentions to sabotage, no momentum to interrupt. While others speak, you build. While they debate, you refine. While they perform, you prepare. Silence protects progress. It keeps your direction clean. It shields your focus from opinion. This is why quiet growth feels threatening. It cannot be tracked. It cannot be managed. It cannot be delayed. By the time your results are visible, the work is already done. The habits are already locked in. The gap is already created. You didn't rush. You didn't announce. You didn't seek permission. You simply became. And when growth happens this way, it doesn't need validation. It speaks for itself. 7. You do not seek validation, yet you attract attention. People cannot understand this contradiction. They see you withdraw from approval-seeking behaviors, no begging, no explaining, no performing, yet somehow eyes still turn toward you. Not because you demand notice, but because self-contained individuals radiate gravity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that he who depends on another for his happiness makes himself a slave. You understood this early or learned it through loss. You stopped asking the crowd to tell you who you are. And once you did, something strange happened. You became unreadable. In practical terms, this means you do your work without announcing it. You improve without broadcasting the struggle. You grow without demanding applause. And this unsettles those who build identity through mirrors instead of foundations. Like a lone traveler crossing a desert without complaint, your quiet persistence speaks louder than banners ever could. 8. You don't force yourself to dominate, but you still command respect. You don't interrupt. You don't raise your voice. You don't compete for attention. Yet when you speak, people listen. Your presence carries weight because it's grounded, not performative. You're not trying to prove superiority. You're simply aligned. And alignment is magnetic. People sense coherence. They sense certainty. They sense inner order. That kind of authority cannot be faked and cannot be easily challenged. And here's the uncomfortable truth. People don't fear loud power. They fear quiet power. Because loud power can be studied, imitated, or attacked. Quiet power is unpredictable. It doesn't announce intention. It doesn't seek dominance. It doesn't explain itself. It simply exists. An existence like that forces others to confront their own instability. And this your power will always be misunderstood because you don't fit extremes. You're not cold, but you're not emotionally accessible. You're not aggressive, but you're not passive. You're not dominant, but you're not submissive. You operate from centeredness. Most people live in reaction. You live in regulation. And regulation feels alien to those addicted to chaos. Here's what no one tells you. Holding this kind of power often leads to misunderstanding. Some will call you distant. Others will call you arrogant. Some will project hostility where none exists. That's the cost. Because when you stop needing validation, people who live on it feel exposed. When you stop reacting, people who rely on reaction lose control. When you stop explaining, people who depend on access feel shut out. But understand this clearly. You are not here to be digestible. You are here to be grounded. As you continue living this way, something interesting occurs. The wrong people distance themselves. The manipulative stop testing you. The insecure feel uncomfortable. And the right people, the grounded ones, recognize you immediately. They feel safe around you. They respect your boundaries. They understand your silence. Because power recognizes power. And here's the final realization. You don't need to convince anyone of your strength. If your presence unsettles some and calms others, you're doing something right. If people can't read you easily, control you emotionally, or predict you comfortably, you hold power they don't understand. And that's exactly how it should be. If this resonated, stay with this discipline. The next lesson goes deeper into how to protect this power without hardening your heart. Now subscribe and write this in the comments. My power is quiet. I win without making noise.